No, wait. There we go. Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and 3 months and counting, because that is right, the daily stream streak remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who staff containing them, or hypothetical contained procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse, pataphysical narrative of IE fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 30 minutes. That is all I have in me today. And instead of sponsor segment, you get an explanation. You see, we were all there for the excitement of Open Sauce Convention this past weekend. We met with several very influential, very cool people. And it was a blast. And now we are in the after statement, the after times. And the work has not stopped. Because, of course, going to the convention, making the connections, is only part 1. Part 2 is maintaining those connections, making sure that they blossom like little plants of beautiful flowers into the future of our SCP Foundation. Now, I will tell you this. Staff, I see you're very worried. You are right to be. But I am not mad at you. Yet. That will certainly be discovered in the next 30 minutes. But no. As of 5 hours ago, when I wanted to stream, things were fine. I mean, I was taxed slightly. I went to the gym this morning to get back on the Foundation Fitness Initiative grind set. I had a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. I then spent a longer than expected amount of time sending thank you notes. Now, for those of you who are learning how to do what I do, which is to administrate in the SCP Foundation, how to network, to hobnob, to move up in the ranks, both at the foundation and in your day-to-day life. Thank you notes are an important concept to get right. You must send something that, while you can sort of form letter your way to a general outline, you need to make sure you don't just send everyone you are sending thank you notes to the same exact note. Because that will, when they share notes with each other, be seen as offensive. Just to get a form letter, that's rude. So of course, you go through and for every single person you're trying to contact, you add a personal anecdote. Something of an interaction you had, something about the present they got you if it's a thank you note for a present, something about the advice they gave you if it happens to be about a certain content creator meeting a bunch of awesome creators for the first time. So, at this point, I may be a social media content creator. I may be one hell of a charming talker. But I've sent a lot of messages today. And I was already very tired when the power went out for my entire neighborhood and several neighborhoods surrounding during a heat wave. This is not a Hawaiian shirt. This is a tank top. The power is back on. You can see I'm in lighting. I was waiting for the power to come back. The offices are certainly cooling down on site. But there are several containment breaches that have had to be cleaned up. There are several plans that have been rearranged. Of course, my office is on a higher level. You don't get to be site director without getting a corner office on a high level with great views. But the higher the level of the building, the hotter it is in your motherfucking office. Desk! Good to see you alive in some sense. That is actually one step in the direction of this stream being better than I thought it was going to be. Even if Desk is not chatting in the chat, good to see you're alive. And so yes, chat, my social battery is extremely taxed. I am hungry as all get out. And you know, when you are reacting to things in a situation, a stressful situation, before you react to the stimuli itself, you should ask yourself to halt and make sure you're not following one of these criteria down an angrier line than you should be. Are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Because being hungry, angry, lonely, or tired all are force multipliers upon your stress levels. I am angry at how fucking hot it is in here. I am hungry because the electricity was off. I am not lonely. No, not that one. But I am very tired. I am 3 for 4 on the halt. And so for today's stream, it's going to be very short. It's going to be very late. But here's the rule. If you make my headache worse, if you are loud in my coffee break office hours anomalous broadcast from Site 42, you will be muted for the duration of stream. I will choose violence. The SCP Foundation is built upon violence. We die in the dark so they can live in the light. You peril in the light. No, you peril in the dark so that I can live in the light of not having a headache. No, my headache will get worse if the lights are bright. I will be in the dark and you will not interrupt my dark with noise. Light, noise. That, good enough. Now, Griffith the Great, congratulations on being first chatter. You are the first chatter. You are number 1 today. Robbie Rotten, number 1. Alongside you, Amber, Kitty Fly, Creepypasta George Harrison, Just a Factory, Philip November, Dax Ray's Titanborn, Blue Phantom, Larvesite 42, Memori. I think I said Titanborn. Oats Bouquet. 053 The Kid. Just a Factory. Puppet Boy. Your names are like a lullaby for a very tired site director. That's why the stream is so short. Sleepless Dragon. All of you, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and service. Interns. Rain. 100 Stars. Malachi. Andrew. Tenneling. SCP-131, Chaos Insurgent, Hades, Steep, Synapse Man, Froy, Goober, Sterling Moon, Rar Caution, Josiah, Think Therefore, Tiger Claws, and Goober TV. Thank you for being here punctually, interns, and thank you for being here just for being you. Thanks to the intelligence of the desk of Alto Clef, we are currently listening to a new album drop from friend of the channel Billith on their experimental music program, Slowgramming. So we have some fresh tracks for today's coffee break. I do hope you enjoy some sweet new jams. Phil November, thank you for your 7 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. Yes, I saw your jokey member message out of the corner of my eye before I got to this point in the stream. This is your one gimme, because I am a kind and loving site director and most merciful. Do not throw away your shot. My loud voice will not be contained. Oh, it's sure better. Blue Phantom, thank you for your 5 months as a Mobile Task Force captain. We appreciate your membership and service. 999 is in the walls trying to reach and pet the puppy of interest. Also, how are all the pets of interest in you and Death's Day? Well, now you know it's a very bad day, but we got sick jams to make it a better day. And the puppies are doing okay. We kept them cool with water and ice, yay. I'm sure Nico's fine on the other side of the country. I doubt they had a power outage today. If they did, that would be a hell of a coincidence. What are the chances of that? Although we see a lot of coincidences and chance probability and manipulation in the Foundation, we should be careful of a situation that would cause the kind of thing to happen on both sides of the United States of America. America can't handle that right now. Random Cookie Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself an ice-cold glass of a beverage on your way past the commissary. Having coffee this late can't be good for you. Oh, trust me. It's iced coffee. That's how you know it's good. Oats BK, thank you for your 7 months as a Mobile Task Force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and service. Dr. Sherman, I'm at the training grounds and the power for it seems to be off, and there's a panel with a bunch of wires cut and the cameras are broken. Well, that explains a lot. Please continue to investigate the situation. Please tell me who subjected me to Florida Man heat when I did not consent to it. I just want to talk to them. 053 The Kid, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself an Italian ice on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I found your 05 counterpart on 055. You found a me that actually took a job on the Overseer Council? Poor sap. Hope he's doing okay. Blue Phantom, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some iced cream on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, do you need something 420-J? Well, that'll be what finally puts me to sleep at the end of the night. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Guys, what's the difference between Dr. Sherman and normal Sherman, if there is a difference? Intern Lily, I'm not sure what a normal Sherman is, but you might be referring to regular Sherman, who is, regular Sherman is my author on the highest pataphysical narrative level above me. Which means that while I, Dr. Theron Sherman of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, am the site director, former containment specialist, and archivist of the Foundation, my author is a actor and horror writer. And kind of a loser, if I'm being honest. Worth it. Worth it, you bastard. Ah. Intern Siren, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a peach cobbler on your way past the commissary. Kane and I are chilling in the rafters with the chips. It's probably a lot hotter up there. The higher up you go in elevation, the warmer it is. I don't know if you guys will enjoy yourself up there. Red and Cookie Boy, thank you for donating again. One of Billith's Bandcamp tracks has a typo such that it references one of my SCPs and not the intended article. Track is for the Rhino canon. Well, Quasi, thank you for that very specific super chat and correction. Desk has told me in the back channels that Desk has passed it on to Billith. Jade Kit, thank you for your newly minted level 1 researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Welcome to staff. Welcome to your promotion. Camden, thank you for sending a cold coin to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they appreciate the doubloon. 100 stars, thank you for sending 5 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team to make them a 5-star team. We'll see for just how long they stay that way. Camden, you sent them 3 stars. They now have a 3-star ranking with a prestige rank, but they need to work their way back up to 5 stars. Junior Researcher Sally, thank you for your 1-year anniversary as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We duly respect and appreciate your long-term service to the SCP Foundation cause, with a great respect that certainly could not be tarnished by any sort of actions that may happen outside of the context of your honorable and strong service. Now, what did you send in your member message here? 72? Nine. Oh. That's it. Oh. How fucking dare you? On this, the day of my daughter's wedding, and by that I mean good morning. How do you keep all the SCP numbers memorized? Intern Samalinder. That's the neat thing. You don't. The only SCP designation numbers I remember are the ones we talk about very often. The memetic numbers, the ones that people bring up a lot in chat. That makes me remember them through having to talk about them a lot. There are plenty of SCPs where they exist, but I do not remember them by number, and I have to look them up. But more exposure equals more memory. Philip November, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself an iced latte on your way past the commissary. Not sure if I'd want to go through what you did, though around the same time that happened to you, I was selling plasma and having a strong bad reaction to the anticoagulant. Oh, that sounds very unfortunate. Good for your generosity of donating to a good cause with your bodily bits, but bad that it induced a bad reaction in you. I hope you're okay. NSW, thank you for sending 9 stars to the Canadian Hazard Assessment Team. They are now a 2-star team with 2 more prestige ranks. Intern Siren, thank you for donating again to say. Doc, you forget my nickname is Frostbite. I can send down a dusting of snow. Will that help? You know what? I'm Site 42's living AC unit now. Every little bit helps. It is hell on earth here. Everyone here needs to chill. Titanborn, thank you for your 14 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your long-term membership and service. So should I put down the air horn, Dr. Shushman? So that's how it is. You put the gun on the table now. You gonna fire it? Or you gonna put it away? I thought this was a friendly coffee break. I thought we could have a nice stream and talk about our work here at the Foundation, which we triumphed over increasing tribulations today, both administrative and temperative. So what's it gonna be? Amber, thank you for your 32 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your long-term membership and service. No number fact, have a quiet, cooling evening. Fingers crossed, Amber. Fingers crossed. Terragal, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Before I even answer your question and go get yourself a popsicle, can we just talk about how well the beats are on this new Slowgramming bed? The beats are so good I keep wanting to talk to them. They're just behind my voice. It makes me want to keep talking to the rhythm, spitting facts and knowledge to the SCP Foundation. The staff need to know what I know till they don't know what they don't know, because they know what they know. Doctor, I returned from a long mission dealing with an anomaly that's not a sphere, and I go to the commissary and it's missing. Did I take a wrong turn? No, that is true. They moved the commissary. The commissary is now 3 doors down. The password is kryptonite. Dylan, thank you for sending a 100. 2 100s. The Canadian Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they'll keep it twice as 100 at your urging. NSW, thank you for sending 25 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team, giving them 5 prestige ranks. Still a 2-star team. But Zelliard, 42, sent you a star, bringing you up to a 3-star team. If you are looking for the new album by Slowgramming on Spotify, Slowgramming's new album is called Remonstrance. Remonstrance is the name of the album. Slowgramming Remonstrance. It's both the song and the album title. Resonance, thank you for sending 2 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team to make them a 5-star team. Welcome back to 5-star status. Chance, thank you for sending 2 chilies. I'm sure the chat will enjoy their hot chip snacks. And then Resonance sent you 3 more stars, making you a 3-star team with 1 more prestige rank. Intern Gabe, thank you for sending your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Choco Taco on your way past the commissary. Can you watch the Stupendium's SCP Foundation song at some point? Well, I've seen it before. I am well familiar with the Stupendium's dope-ass music in general. But of course I'm familiar with... They did Keter Qualities, right? It was a collaboration. Stupendium... Keter Qualities. Yes. It is Musiclide featuring the Stupendium and Zablack Rose. Keter Qualities is the SCP Foundation song by those 3 artists. Go check it out, it's pretty sick. NSW, thank you for your 1 month as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. So how's research been recently, Dr. Sherman? Well, I did some great research at the Open Source Convention, saw some interesting engineering, met some interesters who might have some interest in the SCP Foundation. In fact, I'll have you know that over the course of the varying large number of thank you notes that I sent today, some of them replied back with, hey, I actually knew about the SCP Foundation and played some SCP games before. Which was cool. I met people and did not know they were into SCP, and now I know that. I also had some people say, hey, yeah, that SCP thing sounds interesting. I'll have to look into that and maybe talk about making something in or around that space. When I told you I was spreading the SCP Foundation's gospel to the YouTube creator community, I fucking meant it. What can I say? Except you're welcome. Resonance, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. They are now a 4-star team. 1 star closer to being a 5-star team. Do you have a method to memorizing all this stuff, or does your brain just work like that? Intern Arrow stars, when it comes to memorizing SCP Foundation lore, the key is exposure. I have been reading SCP stories and talking about them for 11 years as a YouTuber, and 2 to 3 years before that. You spend 14 years of your life studying something. You'll memorize it. There's not much really a better way to do it except for consistent, repeated exposure. Hit your head against the wall until it cracks open and lets in the lore. What's the number of myth with many voices? Again, I forgot. Intern Kadir with many voices is SCP-939. If you're talking about the dogs. Because isn't their name with many voices? Yes. See, the funny thing is, with many voices is SCP-939, but then De Molte Voci is with many voices in Italian, I believe it is. And De Molte Voci is SCP-2864. It also means with many voices. So you have SCP-939 with many voices, and SCP-2864, di molte voci, also with many voices. Intern Siren, thank you for donating again to say, Kane conjured a snowbank, jump in at any time, lol. As soon as I'm done with stream. Monster Check, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a SpongeBob ice cream popsicle on your way past the commissary. Hello, I am back from another vacation. I got too many of these. Hey, if you are in need of some time off for emotional regulation and making sure you don't fuck up any tests due to being emotionally unstable, the SCP Foundation is here to provide, as long as you do your job properly while you're here. Oats, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Hot Pocket, but don't warm it up in the microwave. Just hold it against your forehead like an ice pack on your way past the commissary. It's Namrus, and he put something in my desk. If my evil twin Namrus is around, capture immediately. Nope, not capture. Exterminate. Resonance, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. They're now a 5-star team for the time being. NSW, thank you for sending a PK Starstorm to the chat. You sent them 100 stars, leaving them as a 5-star team, but with another 20 prestige ranks. Very fortunate, chat. Turn the channel, thank you for sending them 3 doubloons. I'm sure they appreciate the spending cash. Chat, I see you saying that your member names are white names for some reason. I will have you know, on my end, I still see your green names. So I do see the difference between the members and the white name interns. Dr. Sumerian, good to see you in the chat, and you're saying the names look properly green to you. So if you are having a issue seeing member names in the correct color, maybe you should reset your YouTube client and see if that fixes the issue. TW, in the spirit of talking about memberships, thank you for gifting a promotion to today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I am sure that they will appreciate it. Whoever receives that promotion, it looks like a Tweakin' Tony. Tweakin' Tony, congratulations on being a member now. If you are present in this briefing, make sure to thank T-Dubs for the generosity. Yeah, you're up late, everything all right. Sim, I had a very, very busy day with post-convention administrative work and follow-ups, followed by the power going out for several hours. And so stream was understandably delayed. And it is also kind of hot around these parts right now. So air conditioning is a welcome return. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say. Okay, sir. Anyways, I've asked this before. How do we contain the monsters in the game? Pillar Chase 2 Recode. They added in a new monster. Well, let's go over to the Pillar Chase 2 Recode wiki and see what the new monster is. If I remember correctly, most of them were fairly easy to contain. What's the new monster's name, Monster Check? I recognize Vapor. I recognize Rosemary, I think. I recognize Valem. I don't recognize Fogborn. Maybe that's the new one? Nice. Well, thought I'd hop in and say hello. Hope you get some rest and have a good night. You too, Sim. Get some rest, especially because I think you're on the East Coast, which means it's even later over there. So yes, get some rest. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next time. Okay, the Fogborn can do fog. It can electrocute you, so we have to ground the containment area. It can track you. It gets mad if you look at it for long amounts of time. It can use claws. It can paralyze your gaze. SCP Foundation LGBTQIA staff members, be aware that the Fogborn... Oh, no, sorry, that's gaze with a G-A-Z-E. Never mind, it's not going to paralyze our gaze. It has a paralyzing gaze. You can see my mistake there. Alright, so it's electric, so we just have to keep... we just have to ground its cell. Otherwise, it seems like it'd be fine. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say, actually, the new monster is called Pal Percy. Oh, I didn't even see that one on the list. Where is the Pal Percy? Where are you, Percy? Pal Percy. Looks like a jester. Everyone loves a clown anomaly. Nope, I was wrong completely. It's like a dog. It looked like one in the picture I saw, but it was small. Alright, so this is from a different fan game of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's got toys of itself. So stay away from its silly toys. That's the thing. If you find any silly toys on the ground, get away from them. The wires in the ground are pretty dangerous. I wonder what their range is. We would have to keep a range of distance. It looks like it can do kind of a scorpion, get over here, with its little wiries. So you can still a humanoid containment cell. Keep it in a box, and the wires, I mean, it depends on how the wires go. We have to keep far enough distance that the wires can't reach staff, so we'd have to contain it in its own place. We might have to build a full facility for that one, and keep it from outside of the, keep out of range of its reach. To Regal, thank you for donating again to say. Doctor, I think I'm having memory issues. I just opened a suitcase and I'm on the other side of the site. Can't remember how I got here. Maybe if I look in that suitcase again, I'll figure it out. Huh. That is pretty anomalous, I will say. I would worry about that. Can you turn that into someone else who might be able to identify it? And separate it from yourself as you might be being affected by said anomaly? Blue Phantom, thank you for gifting 5 promotions to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they appreciate being upgraded to level 1 researchers. If you are here, make sure to thank Blue Phantom for their generosity. Researcher Last, thank you for sending an UNC alert to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will do their best to search out the UNC now that you have alerted them. NSW, thank you for sending 25 gold doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they will appreciate the spending doubloons. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say. The wire trap range is kind of short, surprisingly. The Get Over Here wire's not sure what the range is. Well, there's certainly D-Class testing to be done to confirm. Very useful to have D-Class around. And Lurker, thank you for sending a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they find it very pretty. Hey, Dr. Sherman, do you have any specific oldish TikTok of yours that you really like, just wondering for LARPing reasons? Right now I'm very partial to the old TikTok where I lip-synced the song Confrontation in a duet with myself, because Confrontation from Jekyll and Hyde just feels very SCP coded, as it's very dark and evil and split personalities, but also because I was informed that one of our Site 42 staff saw that TikTok from 2021 and uprooted their whole life plan to become a theater kid and just got a full ride to college, doesn't even need to get a job because their scholarship is good enough. And so whoever that was, I'm not going to name you on stream because that would be rude without your permission. But congratulations on your success. And yeah, more art, more theater people. That's what we're here for. Good on you. SCP-173 cannot sleep. Intern to Moil Guy. SCP Shower Thought. SCP-173 is a statue. It does not need to sleep. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say. Sorry about your power outage. That might have been me. I was fighting a demon earlier despite being on vacation. Sorry. Is the demon contained? The containment of the demon would be very prudent to your forgiveness in this matter. Holy hell, man, you're at it late, lol. Yes, Intern Fanta, it's been a very rough day. And yet, the daily stream streak remains strong regardless. And so, yes, we are here late, but I said it was going to be a 30-minute stream, and it's been 45 minutes. So I would imagine that it's about time for me to sign off of this coffee break. But this is the second time someone has mentioned Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. And so let me take a moment to summon the Sweetie Pumpkin. Now, before I do that, Blue Phantom, we are currently at 5 stars as a chat. We will see how that maintains to the end of stream. And Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say, yes, the demon is contained. I didn't mean to cause a power outage. I'm sorry. Well, if it was in the name of containing an entity, and it is currently contained, that's good news. It's very good news. Now, while NSW casts PK Starstorm across the chat, Dr. Chair will keep you entertained while I find a puppy of interest.
Charlie. 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 Come on, baby girl. Come on.
You know the chat wants to say hello to you. You know they refuse to not say hello to puppy of interest. Here is the Sweetie Pumpkin. Puppy of interest 42, codename Charlie. She ran all the way up the stairs and around the corner and through the door to say hello. She ran and ran and ran because the chat is that important to her. Also, her chat mandated treat. That's a go baby girl. That's the sweetest pumpkin at site 42 right there. Be free, baby girl. Dr. Sherman, Dr. Chair, isn't telling us his secrets. Well, why would Dr. Chair do that? Do you deserve them? Did you earn them? Huh. All right. I'm catching up on these last donations, and then we are going to adjourn stream. Starting with NSW. It seems you just PK Starstormed the chat for 186 stars. That is a 1-star ranking on top of 2017 37 prestige ranks. Good work, chat. Intern Michael, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Now, what took place during that star storm so I don't miss it? Down here. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say, unfortunately the demon was a teleporter, so yeah. Are you saying that the anomaly teleported out of containment already? Demons are actually quite easy to contain because of our work with SCP-4357-J, the cooperative demon. We have plenty of thaumaturgic rituals that can stop a demon's particular flavor of teleportation. Did you fail to enact the sigils and the ritual? You are teetering on this very thin sliver of my nerve. Yes, Terminal, I know there's a heat advisory in effect. I am quite aware right now. Intern Siren, thank you for donating again to say, has anyone seen a suitcase? It's actually a portal, and Kane misplaced it again. Well, someone had it earlier. Go hunt them down. Ping their location activation device. Why not guitar? Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Please grab yourself a ice sculpture of SCP-999 on your way past the commissary. Hope things are good. We found the workshop. Now we just need to, well, find everything that was in the shop. Permission to halt work for a bit to search. Well, considering that it would be very hard to work outside the workshop, I do believe you are required to halt work to find the workshop. I think that is not a permission. I think that is do it. Philip November, thank you for the silly cat ears. I'm sure the chat enjoyed the whimsy. DJ, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Blue Phantom, thank you for sending a star. The chat is now a 2-star team. Let's see where they end up by the end of stream. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say. No, the demon is contained. It's a teleporter, so it cause like electrical malfunctions or something. Oh yes. Demonic teleportation can cause all sorts of atmospheric aberrations, unfortunately. So yes, continue to secure the entity so we don't have to suffer from this yet again. Lashley, thank you for sending a gold coin to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will spend it wisely. Put here, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. T-Dubs, thank you for donating again to say, Site Dormitories lost, the thing lives there now. Which thing? Is it the thing like the movie The Thing? Or is it a worse thing? Is it that thing? Could someone tell me if the Roblox SCP Foundation is included in the real SCP Foundation? Intern Smith, technically speaking, if a derivative property of the SCP Foundation is made, it must be released via the same Creative Commons license as the actual SCP Foundation. And if that's the case, if it's properly licensed, then it is canon to the SCP lore as is made by the license. Now, whether anybody will headcanon it to be part of the lore is a different story. And remember, if you make something SCP, like an SCP game, and don't release it via the proper license, you can be copyright sued by the SCP wiki staff. Well, I didn't even know you would stream this late. Journey of Games, I didn't want to stream this late, but here I am. Monster Check, thank you for donating to say what thing. TW, thank you for pointing out that you did mean that abomination. Yes, burn the site dormitories, we'll build new ones. Philip November, thank you for donating again to say, which would you rather deal with, the thing or that thing? I would much rather deal with the thing. I'm used to shapeshifters. I have played so much werewolf in my time. I was playing werewolf before Amogus was a spark in the eye of the developers. I have played these interrogation shapeshifter games. I will not be afraid of some the thing. It doesn't even have a proper name. Idiot. To Regal, thank you for donating again to say, wait, hold on, I opened the suitcase again, I don't know where I am. Hold on, I think I'm in Australia. How did I get here? Apparently, intern Siren and Kane know what that thing is, and they will be there to clean you up eventually. I mean, you're kind of far away, so it might take some time. Stop opening the suitcase is what you should do. It took me about 7 months before I realized that in Site 42 streams, CHAT stood for Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Well, I keep saying it. How did it take you that long? I say it so often. Confusion. This is the confusion ending. Intern Breakles, thank you for sending 3 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will appreciate being a newly minted 5-star team right here near the end of stream. I didn't realize that either. Fuck. Mamori, how? How often do I say Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e. chat? Where are you? We're supposed to be the best of the best of the best. We're supposed to be the cleverest, the best of the brightest. We are the SCP Foundation. Is this why we have so many containment breaches? Blue Phantom, thank you for donating again to say, fish, just fish, nothing else. Finally, some peace and quiet. Monster Check, thank you for donating again to say, should I deal with whatever thing it is in the dorms? Yes. Yes, get it out of there. And burn down the dormitories. One, then the other. Use tongs. Don't touch it with your bare hands. Alright, Site 42 staff, we have made it to the end of today's stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, no matter how ridiculous and terrible it is, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorites are the ones I wrote. That would be narcissism, but you can read my SCPs at the Sherman's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I wrote and or contributed voice lines to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people ask about in the chat, but then I tell them this very nice hint as to where the links are, and they don't get it. Because like many, they are both smart and dumb at the same time, apparently. But at least in this case, you will know Containment Hazards has been team, i.e. chat, that the links are there on my author page. And when you get there, you can also become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a Super Chat, donate to us one at a time. Either way, direct donations are the easiest way to support the Site 42 staff and our projects. We appreciate it greatly. And if you can't afford to donate because you're part of the broke gang, do not fret. We understand, starving artists. We are an arts community after all. But you can still help us out by being members of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make fan art, memes, shitposts, out-of-context compilations, edits, etc., clips, you are spreading not only our signal at Site 42, but the SCP projects we support, the SCP Wiki, and the authors and artists, the SCP filmmakers, game devs, animators, podcasters, merch makers, etc. You are helping us to spread the community, which means bigger projects get made, more budgets, more better projects, more artists getting by on their art and successfully making cool things, and that's what we want here. So we thank you for your service. Philip November, thank you for donating again to say, it's like how people keep calling Michael Vsauce when the chat is Vsauce. That makes sense. Yes, we got to learn our streamer lingo. Trust me, explaining the SCP Foundation to a bunch of YouTubers this weekend was a lot of repeating myself, but trust me, I will get them up to speed. I've already offered all of them. If they ever want to look into SCP, just DM me, guys. You're YouTubers, I'm a YouTuber, we can collaborate. I got you. I know the lore, I will help you. You don't have to research alone. So now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-1775, SCP-5320, SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999, content warning, that's what's a rough read. You saw nothing. So, Site 42 staff. This has been another Iced Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous Broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Monster Check, thank you for the very last minute donation. I couldn't get that thing out of the dorms. You know what? That's actually understandable. We will en masse a large security contingent to make this happen. We have to do teamwork. So Site 42 South has been another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, subsidiary of the Anomalous Broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. We saw the western coast, I saw the hospital, and nursed the shoreline like a wound. Reports of lovers' trysts were neither clear nor descript. We kept it safe and slow, the quiet things that no one ever knows. So keep the blood in your head, keep your feet on the ground. Today's the day we get tired, today's the day we drop down. Give up my body in bed, all for an empty hotel, wasting words on lower cases and capitals. So keep the blood in your head and keep your feet on the ground. Today's the day we get tired, today's the day we drop down. Keep my body in bed, all for an empty hotel, wasting words on lower cases and capitals. The credit song is The Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows by Brand New. Be safe, be well, Site 42 staff. And as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.